Rachel is in Washington, D.C. Hi, Rachel. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Oh, thank you. It's very much an honor. I'll try to keep it brief. My husband is 72. And by the way, George, I'm bringing a Lunchable board with me on Christmas Day. I was supposed to bring a charcuterie board, but I've learned the new names.
They'll never know the difference.
I thought that was great. Anyways, my husband's 72. I just took his first RMD this year. I'm 57. We have two kids in the university right now. And here's my dilemma. You were on a call yesterday with a gal who thought her husband felt the cash was just a mirage, or you thought it was a mirage. And I'm kind of in that similar situation that we were debt-free 8 years ago, and then we stupidly did the dumb, stupid thing. We bought a beach house in 2020. We have since paid off more than half of it. It was about $650,000, and we have about $390 left. And I was thinking, should I just take our cash, which I've been holding on to, and I can pay off another $300, but leave maybe about $50,000 in cash. But it's making 4%. That's my main question, because with that gal that called yesterday, I think you were adamant that they pay it off because it's only making 1% sitting in a.
No, I wasn't paying it off. I wasn't adamant because it's only making 1%. That just made it even worse.
I gotcha.
But here's the thing: a beach house is a toy, and if you can't pay cash for a toy, you shouldn't buy a toy. So pay it off.
Just pay it off
ASAP.
Don't worry about the.
You've got other money. What is in your nest egg? How much is in your retirement accounts?
Our retirement our total net worth is like 5.5, but
$5.5 million.
Yes.
Okay, so $390,000 is nothing.
But that includes real estate. I'm sorry, Dave.
That's okay. But $390,000 is still nothing. You have an emergency fund in addition to the money in the $300,000 Vanguard account.
The 350? No, I do not.
Okay. Well, you need a good emergency fund. If you want to call that 50,000 like you did a few minutes ago, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And so throw 300 at it. Now, how quick can we pay the 90 off? Do you have any other cash laying around? Yes and no. We have our 529s. We get cash flow to kids' education. That's college. Working. We're not messing with that. We're not messing with retirement. We're not messing with college. But do you have any other just miscellaneous cash laying around? Or an investment account of some kind, a little brokerage account.
Yeah.
How much?
That's small. It's like 60. The rest is all in IRAs and 401ks and things of that nature.
What's your household income?
About 400 combined.
Okay. I'll tell you what I would do, and you guys may not be up for this. You may want to do it a little slower than that. Is I would take the 60 and the 350, and I would pay the house off today. That's going to leave you about $20,000 laying around. But with a $400,000 income, you can rebuild an emergency fund to 50 in just a couple of months.
Mm-hmm. And you free up the payment on that vacation home as well, which is only going to catapult you guys even faster into this process.
Yeah.
Right, because the rentals, we only rented 8 weeks out of the year, and even that rental income is like, 45K, so we'll be getting that later in the year as well.
You didn't buy this for a rental. You bought it because you wanted a beach house.
Yes and no. I looked at it. Actually, I looked at it, Dave, honestly, as a long-term, like another form of...
Oh, it's a long-term capital gain. It'll do well that way as an investment, but you didn't buy it for the rental income. Beach house rental income's a pain in the butt. And it's usually, it's 99% of the time a rationalization, justification for buying something I just wanted. So, yeah, it just drives you crazy. Because it's the place where you stay, and you got renters in most of the time. It's just bad. So, yeah, pay it off. Pay it off or sell it, but pay it off, and it's what I would do. And that'll leave you, that'll leave you $20,000. I was right. You have $20,000 left over, and then you make 400, and so you put another 20,000 in, another 20,000 in, and you'll have 60 in 3 months or 2 months, something like that, and you'll have your emergency fund. And then if you're going to buy toys, it's fine. You're worth $5.5 million. Pay cash for them. He has retirement accounts at 72 that you can access without any penalty. If you want to go buy another something for $300,000, that's fine. You can afford it. But just take the money out of the retirement account and go do it. But I'm not going to take it out to pay it off in this case. You've got the money. You're just kind of cleaning up, sweeping the dust out of the corners here.
Well, Dave, this is a question. The heart of it is one we get a lot, especially now where interest rates are up on savings accounts. And people go, well, Dave, why would I pay off my low-interest debt when I can make 4% on my emergency fund? Why would I throw savings? And there's a principle underneath it of when you just look at interest rates versus freedom and sleeping better and not having that monthly payment, they're not factoring those pieces of the equation into it. It's just, well, I can make 5% here and my interest is 3% on the debt. Why would I do this? What do you say to those
Because
people?
that's not the only equation. That's a very naive equation. There's more to the equation than that. There's the stress and the weight that the debt represents. If it's not a lot of debt, it's not a lot of stress or weight, but it's there. The borrower is slave to the lender. There is risk involved that when you don't have debt. And if it's not a lot of debt, there's not a lot of risk. But this idea that you're just simply comparing these two interest rates and that that's the proper mathematical analysis of this is very naive, because you've left out the toll on your relationship. The weird thing is, somebody worth $5.5 million. I'm not saying she would necessarily do this personally, but here's an example. Okay. I do not have any of our second homes that we rent.
They're not owned by you.
I own a couple of. I own a lake house. I own another house other than one I live in. Okay, and I don't rent any of them ever.
You don't have to fool with it.
I don't need to. And here's what's weird: $5.5 million net worth. They don't have to rent that, but the reason they're doing it is because they got dadgum payment, and they're trying to figure out a way that this makes sense mathematically.
Well, it's easier to justify when there's revenue.
Like this payment is driving these decisions, and if you don't have any payments, lake house can just sit there. It's okay. It's a toy. It's a small percentage of my net worth. Hers is a small percentage of her net worth, and it can just sit there. It's a toy, and I don't have to rent it to somehow feel like I'm not being wasteful or feel like, because the stinking debt starts driving you to do stupid stuff you wouldn't do otherwise, like put renters in your very nice beach house. You don't need to. And if you need to, it's because you got payments, because you did some kind of mathematical thing, and you left out the fact then that you got to screw with all this stuff, and stuff gets torn up. And where is the cost on your time and on your emotions? Where's the cost on a piece of furniture or a family item that you left in there and forgot to lock up before the Airbnb dupers came in there and
trashed your place.
Tore up something, No, thank you. No, thank you. All that means is you can't afford it. That's all that means. And there's more cost involved than a simple, naive formula of, well, interest rates are, oh, shut up. It's not about, there's more to this in life than that. There's more stress involved. There's the physical toll. There's making bad decisions because you're trying to justify something mathematically. There's all this stuff involved.
Not worth it.